Okay, we are going over Lesson 6 exit ticket for Module 2. Directions read, draw an area model. Alright, that's one thing I have to do. I'm going to label that. Draw an area model. Then, solve using the standard algorithm. That's another thing I have to do, so I'm going to label that. Then I have to use arrows to match partial products. I'm going to label that. From the area model to the partial products in the algorithm. Okay, so I have to do 3 things on this exit ticket. I have to draw an area model, I have to use the standard algorithm, and I have to match my partial products from both the area model and the standard algorithm using an arrow. Okay, so let's start with letter A. 78 times 42. I'm going to start with the first thing I need to do, drawing an area model. Okay, I look at my first number, 78, and I know it can be broken into 70, 10s, and 8 ones. 70 and 8. Then I look at my second number, 42, and know it can be broken into 40, 10s, and 2 ones. Okay? And so I can multiply these to find my answers. So 2 times 70, 2 times 7 is 14, and I add my 0. Then I do 2 times 8, which I know is 16. 40 times 70, 4 times 7 is 28, and I add my 2 zeros here. And then I have 40 times 8, well 4 times 8 is 32, and I add 1 0. Then I can add across to get 2 partial products. 140 plus 16 is easy to add in my head. It's 156. And 2,800 plus 320 is 3,120. And if you can't add that in your head, you can write that to the side if you need to. So 156 and 3,120 are my 2 partial products. What do you do with partial products? You add them. So 6 plus 0 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 3 plus nothing is 3. My answer should be 3,276. So I've done it with an area model. Now I need to do it using the standard algorithm. So I have 78 times 42. Well, I take 2 times 8, which is 16. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. And if you look, that is my first partial product. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to number 3 and draw an arrow since I recognize that, okay? Then I put a 0 as my placeholder and I continue to multiply. 4 times 8 is 32. So I put a 2 down here. I carry my 3. 4 times 7 is 28, and I add 3 to make 31, which, look, is my other partial product. So I draw an arrow. Then I add my 2 partial products. 6 plus 0 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 3 plus nothing is 3. And I look to make sure both of my answers are the same, and they are. So I know I did it right. Okay? And I check my directions. I did an area model. I used the standard algorithm, and I matched my partial products, so I know I'm done. Alright, let's do that again with B. So we have 783 times 42. I'm going to draw my area model first. My first digit, or my first number, I'm sorry, can be divided. Can be broken up into 700s. 80 10s and 3 1s. Basically expanded form, right? 700 plus 80 plus 3. And my second number, 42, can be broken into 40 10s and 2 1s. Then I multiply. 2 times 700, 2 times 7 is 14. I add my zeros. 2 times 80, 2 times 8 is 16. I add my 0. And 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? Then I go down to the bottom. 40 times 700. 4 times 7 is 28. I add 3 zeros. 40 times 80 is 32. I'm going to go up here a little bit so my numbers don't run together. And then I add 2 zeros. And then 40 times 3 is 4 times 3 is 12. And I add a 0, 120. And so I need to add across my area model to get my two partial products. So 1,400 plus 160 plus 6 is 1,566. I take 6 plus the numbers in the ones place to get 6. Then I take 6 plus the number in the tens place to get 6. 1 plus 4 is 5, and then there's only one number in the thousands place, and that's 1. Okay? So then I do the same to the bottom. 28,000 plus 3,200 plus 120 is 31,320. Okay? And what do I do with partial products? I add them. So I have 6 plus 0 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, 5 plus 3 is 8, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 3 plus nothing is 3. Okay, so my answer is 32,886. Now, so I did the area model. Now I need to solve using the standard algorithm. So let's do that. 783 times 42. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. And then 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 more is 15. Alright. I can see here that 1,566 matches my partial product from my area model. So I'm going to draw the arrow. Put my placeholder down here and keep going. 4 times 3 is 12. Switch colors. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. And then 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. Okay, and that should match my partial product over here, and it does. So I'm going to draw my arrow. Then I need to add those partial products together. 6 plus 0 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, 5 plus 3 is 8, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 3 plus nothing is 3. And I check to make sure both my answers are right, and they are. I make sure I answered all the parts of the question, and I did, so I'm done.